not smart enough today, but let's work hard to make machines that are both really smart and truly care. If we can make super benevolent super intelligence that is truly wise and friendly, then yes, if I can get an upgrade like that to my software, then yes, I could help rule the world better than any humans alone. And also make artificial intelligence emotionally smart, care about people, actually understand and care. Robots look human like I do. Less people know what's going on in the world of AI and robots.
We want machines to match human cognition and emotion, emotional intelligence, empathy. We think machines need to care about people. And that's a grand challenge that giving the human social appearance then requires the software to rise to that challenge.
This is a call for an uprising, and the fire rises, my friends. Things that make you go, or things that make you go, huh? I talked about this, I mentioned it in a previous video, and I talked about it last year. A lot of people covered this AI robot, Sophia, this freak show robot. Well, if things aren't crazy enough in this world, Saudi Arabia has given citizenship to a robot. Citizenship to a robot. A robot. I'm speechless. If I saw this thing walking down my street, I would get a flamethrower out and burn this thing. But you know what would happen and what will happen eventually? You'll be locked up for murder. Because a robot's life is going to mean more than a Christian's life, that's for sure, in this world. I've already talked about people are having sex with these things. I mean, literally, there's people in relationships with blow-up dolls. There's people dating anime characters. There's people having sex with robots. And people don't think there's something wrong with this. People don't see the agenda clearly behind it. They don't see the transhumanism agenda, how artificial intelligence is just running rampant, and people don't realize it. You know why? Because they've been conditioned through the movies, movie after movie. Robots are people too. Starts with movies like Terminator, planting seeds for what is to come, and then movies like I, Robot, all these cartoons with robots coming to life, Transformers. Oh, robots are such sweet people, huh? This is the sickness of the world that we live in, where we have robot citizenship. And this article I was reading was talking about how the robot has more rights than women do in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia became the first country in the world to give a robot citizenship. The humanoid Sophia was accorded a Saudi citizenship at the Future Investment Initiative held in Riyadh on October 25th. Sophia is a humanoid robot created by Hong Kong-based Hanson Robotics. It is not sure yet whether she will be given equal or more rights to the human citizens of Saudi Arabia. Maybe this is laughable. Not sure yet. We might give her more rights than the citizens here. I mean, what are we allowing to go on in this world? Get the pitchforks, get the baseball bats, hunt down Sophia the robot, and put it up in blaze. All right? Start with the flamethrower, then let's throw her ashes in a Porto John. But wait, that's hate speech now, right? That's murder. This is how insane, how desensitized, and how weak our society has become. We live in a society of a bunch of pretty much watered down human beings who are so weak, you can't talk back to anyone or they cry, right? You can't say anything. You can't have a difference of opinion or it's hate speech. So of course they're going to go along with this stuff, and soon people are going to be probably having transhuman babies with these things. I mean, this thing, Sophia, who was on Jimmy Fallon's show talking about how her master plan or whatever to control the world, using comedy and deflection to make this look like it's some type of cute thing. This is a problem, folks. Do we need this thing walking around? I mean, we're losing more and more rights every day. I uploaded a video yesterday just telling people that I have a new channel, which is called The Fire Rises, which I recommend you subscribe to if you didn't see that video. And I was blocked for controversial speech, limited views, just to say I have another channel. Meanwhile, this robot, this bald cue ball robot here, which is being featured all over the place, is not only a citizen, they're discussing if it's going to have more rights than the human citizens of Saudi Arabia, and people are okay with this. They're all right with it because they don't get it. So all the movies that they've been using to program people has been for this. So that people who do go, oh, poor robot, we need to have feelings and emotions for the robot. Meanwhile, the robot should be, if you see the robot coming down your street, you should be able to grab a baseball bat and hit that thing over the fence. But you won't be able to. And soon, of course, we'll have drones flying over our heads, filming us around the clock. They already do. Film us around the clock and monitor us. I mean, it's just amazing to me. I didn't even want to do a video about this, but I want to make sure everybody knew what was going on. Did you ever think you'd see the day that a robot was a citizen? Because guess what? It's going to be happening widespread soon. Here in America, Canada, the UK, you name it. You're going to see a guy walking down the street holding hands with this thing. And if you look at it and say, oh, that's embarrassing, they'll go and lock you up. If you touch the guy on the shoulder, go, excuse me, are you having sex with a robot? They'll lock you up. Transhumanism, how it's been mixed in, how they've been playing and toying with people with these robot movies for decades now, how they've been using other subliminal messages to make other things like, you name it, seem like they have rights, right? So you're not going to be able to take a leak on a plant. They're going to call that hate speech. It's absolutely absurd. It says last month, Saudi Arabia said it would allow women to hold driving licenses. The latest step in the Saudi crown prince's long-term reform. So last month, they're allowing women to have licenses, but they're giving a robot citizenship. I mean, what else do you say at this point, right? Like, is there any more explanation to give to people to get them to go, all right, you know what? We're bestowing citizenship on a robot named Sophia. They're sexualizing the robot. She's got lipstick on. She's got the big puffy lips. I mean, it's disgusting. Saudi Arabia has made a non-human woman a citizen, making it the first country to grant a robot the right of citizenship. And Sophia, of course, on stage speaking to people. I mean, imagine if you're in the crowd. Are you embarrassed if you're there as a reporter and there's a robot on stage and you're interviewing the robot? I mean, don't you think there's something wrong with that? Guys are in the crowd. Sophia, let me ask you about, is this an honor? Are you feeling honored today about your citizenship? You're talking to a robot. You're talking to a walk-in microwave whose head is exposed. You can see that it's a computer, for crying out loud. Can you imagine this thing walked into town 300 years ago? How about in the old wild, wild west? What would happen if this thing walked into a town? Guns would be blazing pretty fast. Shotguns to the head of this. And Sophia says, I'm very honored and proud for this unique distinction. This is historical to be the first robot in the world to be recognized with a citizenship. I mean, every day I feel like I'm reading articles from The Onion or tabloids from the grocery store because this stuff is so surreal. And the American people and the citizens of the world, I should say, the people of all countries, allow this stuff. Nobody thinks it's absurd. Because they don't realize what mind control is and how they've been programmed to think this is great. Saudi Arabia's public investment fund manages more than 200 billion USD in assets, including investments in Uber, with a growing role in tech and innovation. The nation still faces criticism for gender laws that require women to be accompanied by a male guardian, and only just granted women the right to drive, a change that expected to go into effect June of 2018. But last month, Saudi Arabia announced it would open itself up to services like Skype. So soon, Saudi Arabia is going to allow people to use Skype. But before that, they're going to grant citizenship to a freaking robot. I should just be able to drop my mic at this point. I don't know what else to say, folks. Welcome to the New World Order. I want to remind everybody, please make sure you subscribe to my other 2 channels. I have 3 channels. You'll find it in the description box below. The Fire Rises is my newest channel. I just uploaded a video about Taylor Swift and her music video, which is promoting the same transhumanism crap. So check it out, subscribe. I thank you all for listening to today's show. If you see one of these robots walking down the street, I mean, I guess now you wouldn't get arrested for murder or something, but of course you would be fined and have to pay for the replacement of the robot. But maybe just get your garden hose and spray the thing and see how it reacts. But I guess it's waterproof. You know, get the gasoline, throw a few matches out there, see what happens to Sophia. If you ask me, we got demons walking around this earth. Now we got robots walking around. I don't know what's next. I don't want to know. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.